Good morning, I'm Rory Herman and I'm Chef de Cuisine of Bouchon Bistro in Beverly Hills. This is my executive sous chef, David Hands. We're here at the Beverly Hills Farmers Market shopping for the perfect meal, the freshest ingredients, and ready to be inspired. We'll see you at the market. Cheers. Today we're going to plan a meal by being inspired by the farmers market. We're going to talk to farmers, we're going to see what's in season, look for the freshest produce, and take it back to the kitchen. We're going to bring you with us. Let's go. Yeah, these are going to be beautiful. We should find some nice stone fruit. Stone fruit's in season right now. Yep. I think that's a really fun thing to do, is find different vegetables and fruit to pair together. And this is that time of season, the summer, where you can find a great vegetable like artichoke and stone fruit and put them together in the same thing. And we're talking about a salad right now. Yeah, these are beautiful.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Take a look at those. I love artichokes.
Some of my favorite summer vegetables.
Absolutely. Beautiful. All right, let's go get some stone fruit. Well, I've heard about these white nectarines. How are you, boss?
Good, how you been?
Good to see you. Well, I can't thank you enough for those peaches that we got last week. They were incredible, but I've heard a ton about these white nectarines. Can we taste some?
This is an Arctic J, it's a white nectarine.
Like sugar.
High sugar, very juicy. Wow.
Wow.
And that's the most important thing about talking to the farmers and seeing what we should be tasting and trying. They know what is fresh, what is in season, and what we should be using.
Perfect, thanks.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
See you next week.
See you next week for sure.
You got it. We got some artichokes, we got some white nectarines, and we're thinking that this fresh chev might be the perfect touch.
Try this, and then I'm going to give you guys a sample of the extra virgin olive oil with 20 herbs.
Well, that's great.
That would tie in with the peaches and the artichokes.
This is perfect. So we're totally having fun tasting food right now. We've got some beautiful artichokes, some white nectarines, and now some goat cheese. The salad is really coming together, and we're letting the market put the salad together. And by the flavors going in our mouth right now, I can tell you this is going to be a really good salad. What do you have in your bag? You got carrots?
Carrots, poulat.
Oh, you got carrots and poulots. Good. We'll have to go check that out.
You're gonna have someone like you cooking for us at home.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here to do today, is
What
kind
are
of
you
show
doing?
people, we're showing people how to plan a meal around the farmer's market. Saw some really beautiful arugula down here.
We could find a really beautiful olive oil.
There's a guy down at the very end of the market who's got some really nice Tuscan extra virgin olive oil.
That
I kind of see
spiciness.
that, yeah, I kind of see that green olive oil playing into it.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be fun. I'm going to show you a little trick in when tasting olive oil. One, you want to taste it, but two, a great way to get the aroma is put a little bit of it on your skin and warm it up. By warming it up, you're going to get all the smells and see the perfume that it has to offer. Oh, it's beautiful. It's got a little pepperiness to it, doesn't it?
Very much so. Yeah.
It does. Well, I think that's going to play great. We've got a salad with some artichokes and some nectarines, some goat cheese and arugula. I think this is going to be a great finish to that and a good start to our next dish.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Look at this beautiful arugula right here. It's gorgeous.
Here
We
we go.
bag for some of this arugula. And I saw some of that beautiful basil you have over there. Can I get a pound of that?
A pound, yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much. So this is going to be perfect for our mussel dish. I'm thinking tomatoes, basil, some of that beautiful extra virgin olive oil, confit garlic. We leave it simple. Simple, fun, and fresh. So with this okra, what I'm thinking is corn, okra, peppers. We're going to do a play on succotash. And that's really kind of a corn ragu, if you will. It can go with anything. You could do that with a chicken. I think we're going to do it with a fish. And it's going to be beautiful. We'll tell you all how to do it in the kitchen. Come hungry, leave happy. Welcome to Bouchon Bistro in Beverly Hills. After a wonderful day of shopping at the farmers market, Dave and I have picked up some amazing produce and we're ready to build. You know, being inspired and talking to those farmers really helped us kind of decide what we were going to do. We went with an idea of a meal that we wanted, but we let the farmers tell us what was in peak season and really what was eating the best at that time. So we found some beautiful white nectarines, some arugula, gorgeous globe artichokes and some violet artichokes, some fresh chev, and we're gonna make a salad. So to get started, Dave's gonna prep some of these artichokes, and to prep those artichokes, we're gonna make some acidulated water. By just taking a lemon and squeezing it in some water, it'll help those artichokes from oxidizing as he peels them down. We're gonna remove these outer leaves and then peel down the stem. And for these smaller artichokes, we're just going to take off some of the outer leaves and leave that heart and that flesh, because really this artichoke is much tender and sweeter and a little bit more delicate. So as you can see, Dave takes off these outer leaves. He's peeling them backwards, allowing them to snap naturally. Really, we're trying to protect that heart and keep the shape. We're going to peel down these violet artichokes. Same way that Dave is taking down those globe artichokes, by peeling the leaves back just till we get to the center, to these more tender leaves. And you can see the beautiful center of those artichokes. So we've got those artichokes in a cooking liquid now. With our thyme, shallots, extra virgin olive oil, we're going to slowly cook those on a low heat until they confit, until they're fork tender. Dave, you want to clean some arugula? We're going to take some of this gorgeous arugula that we have. We're going to pick off the stem and just put it in some cool water to rinse it and refresh it and take off any dirt that may be on it. I'm going to go ahead and prep these white nectarines by just cutting down the outside of them and removing them from the stone. There really isn't much that needs to happen to these. They are absolutely beautiful.
Oh wow, look at these. Incredible, right?
When I say that it's so important to talk to the farmer and really ask him what is its height and what is its peak right now, they know because they're growing it. For me, there's nothing better than a perfect ripe piece of fruit. And again, remember that this salad that we're making could be done with any fruit. If it was plums or apricots or cherries, really we were inspired by what was at the market that day. We're just going to take that out and allow it to dry on a seafold or a paper towel after it's been rinsed. Absolutely beautiful arugula. It's going to give a little spice to that salad. We have those gorgeous globe artichokes that Dave peeled down that we held in a little bit of acidulated water, which is just a touch of lemon juice to keep from oxidizing. Our beautiful white nectarines, where I've just sliced them into wedges and taken them, dressed them lightly with extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and lemon juice. And that beautiful spicy arugula. Beautiful, Dave. We've taken that fresh chev and we've just added a little bit of black pepper, extra virgin olive oil, and sea salt to that. I think we're ready to build a salad. I'm going to take a little balsamic vinegar, and you can use your favorite vinegar. I'm sure you have one sitting around that you use to dress things, and we're going to reduce it slightly. So I'm going to take a mandolin and shave some of these artichokes. They're so beautiful, we're actually just going to leave it raw. So we're ready to put this salad together. We have those artichokes. I'm going to add some of the arugula to that. Can I borrow that olive oil, Dave? Gorgeous. And take a little of that olive oil, lightly dress it. A little champagne vinegar. Some sea salt. Some black pepper. Just toss it all together. Oh, so fresh. We're gonna take some of that goat cheese, place it around the plate. Really, it's gonna be a vehicle for that fruit. Some of those beautiful nectarines. Once again, they don't need much. This salad is so fresh, we're gonna let it speak for itself. Beautiful. Some of those gorgeous artichokes. And you can see how simple it is. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. We're letting the vegetables just kind of, the vegetables and fruit place themselves on the plate. We're going to drizzle some of that balsamic reduction. And finish that with some of this gorgeous arugula and shaved artichokes. Doesn't that look beautiful, Dave?
Ready to eat. Ready to eat. It's delicious.
Look at that. It doesn't get better or fresher. Let's eat. So we finished our salad and we're going to go into our next dish. We have these beautiful mussels that we found from Prince Edward Island. And really, mussels are just a vehicle for all the gorgeous stuff that we found at the market today. So to start cleaning these mussels, we're going to take some sea salt and add it to water and allow these mussels to purge. Dave's going to agitate them, and that will help them release any sand or grit that they may have. It's like cleaning the mussel from the inside out. So we found these amazing tomatoes, and I'm telling you, these are like nature's candy. We tasted them at the market, and once again, tasting everything is so important. Oh, all I can think about is how I would love to have those with some of that basil, sweet garlic, and some great white wine. So what we're going to do today is remove the stem on some of these tomatoes and rinse them slightly. There's really nothing else that needs to happen to them. We've picked some of the basil. We're going to take the garlic and slice it. We're only going to add some shallots and mustard to that. One thing about the white wine we're using, you could use something that you would drink. Make sure it's something that not only your guests would like, but will pair great with the mussels. All right, we're ready to cook now. Our mussels are cleaned, our tomatoes have been washed, our basil's picked, and our garlic is sliced. And when you're working with mussels like this and you're walking through the market, clams or shrimp, whatever you're feeling, look at all the vegetables. We could be using fennel and peppers. We could be using summer squash. They're really a vehicle for whatever bounty you can find. So we have our pot. We're going to go with a little bit of butter. Who doesn't love butter? Some of that sliced garlic. Oh, smell that. We're going to sweat that out just slightly. Some chopped shallots. We're going to add some Dijon mustard. We're going to bring all that together. Look at that, it's gorgeous. We're going to add our white wine, and remember, when you're cooking with the wine, make sure it's something that you can drink too. Not only will it help pair, but it's always fun to cook with a glass of wine. We're going to bring that up to a boil, and then we're going to add our mussels. We're going to cover them and allow them to cook until they open up, and we're going to add our tomatoes and basil. Mussels are also a great dish because they promote sharing and conversation. It's something you can put in the middle of the table and let everybody go at. All right, beautiful. We're going to cover that, and that's going to take about a minute and a half. Look at that, they're just starting to open up. That's the perfect time for us to add our tomatoes. And our basil. We're going to stir those through, just allowing them to warm up. Oh, doesn't that look beautiful? Gorgeous and ready to serve. Now, isn't that easy? Inspired by the market, fresh, and something for everyone to share. Look at those tomatoes. And make sure you have a beautiful piece of bread to dip in that broth. Okay, so we've had our beautiful stone fruit and artichoke salad, our mussels, and now we're ready for the entree. Dave here has a beautiful lutemere, and just like our vegetables that we buy whole at the market, we like to buy our fish whole. That way we really get to see it through beginning to end. Dave here is going to fillet that fish by starting at the top, at the head, and working towards the tail. Wolf of the Sea is the name of it, is what it translates into, and it's a light white fish. This is such a great fish because if cooked properly, you get a beautiful crispy skin, and it has that light sea bass flavor to it. It's one of my favorite fish, and really, in eating in the summertime, I love that light summer fare. If you think of the dishes we've had so far, the salad was light, fresh, and clean. Those mussels are just so gorgeous with the tomatoes, and now I can't wait to get into a ragu of the corn, peppers, and okra, especially with this beautiful piece of fish here. While Dave finishes up with the fish, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the corn. Now remember the tip that we talked about yesterday. When looking for corn, you want to peel back the top of the husk, really to make sure that those kernels are not dried out and they're nice and plump. And remember, I tasted the corn again. Ask the farmer, can I taste that corn? How is it? You want to make sure it's nice and sweet and not too starchy. So to finish that corn, I'm going to grab the husk and pull it all the way down and snap it off at the root. Look at how beautiful that is. Another trick with corn when doing it is to have a towel nearby. What you can use that towel for is to wring the silk off the corn so you don't have any of those hairs or strands left behind. Look at that beautiful piece of corn. I like to cut the corn in half, that way giving me a piece to work with that's a little bit easier. When taking these kernels off, I'm just going to roll my knife around the edge. Don't throw away the cob. Actually, the sweetest part of the corn is inside here. We're going to make a stock out of it by using shallots, thyme, bay leaf, and these cobs, and that's going to help us bring our ragu together and infuse more of that corn flavor. When you have corn this sweet, the one thing that's important to do is not overcook it. A lot of people boil corn. That's not what we want to do. It's so sweet we don't want to lose all of its sugar. We're actually just going to blanch it quickly, about 60 seconds in simmering water, in and out, and that's just to take a little bit of the rawness off of it, but we'll finish it at the ragu. You want to keep the sweetness and a little bit of that texture, and we don't want to lose the integrity. Well, with our corn, we also have our peppers and our okra. The okra is really sweet as well, and it doesn't need much. We're going to give that a quick saute, but with the peppers, we're actually going to do a little bit of pickling. Pickling is a great way to add acidity, keep bright color, and give the dish another element. So we've taken our peppers and diced them. We remove the seeds. For the pickling liquid, we're going to use equal parts sugar, champagne vinegar, and water. If we were doing something like red pearl onions, we might use red wine vinegar, but to keep the vibrant color, we're going to use champagne vinegar. I actually have that pickling liquid made right here. We're going to take that hot liquid and pour it just over the vegetables, and that's all the cooking we're going to do to these. We'll allow the vegetables to cool in that pickling liquid until room temperature. They'll have a nice crunch, beautiful color, and it's a great way to add acid to the dish. So for the okra, we're just going to cut off the tips and slice it into rounds. Great, we're ready to cook. Our fish is cleaned, our vegetables are prepped, we're ready to go to the pan. Dave's gonna saute that lutemer. He's gonna season it generously with sea salt and white pepper and go into about medium-high heat with that, skin side down. We're gonna cook it slowly on the skin to allow that skin to get crispy and cook slowly through up. I'll start the ragu with the okra that we just finished. That's the raw ingredient that we have. Everything else has either been blanched or pickled. Dave's gonna coat the bottom of that pan evenly with oil. I'm gonna do the same for my ragu. Favorite sound to hear in the kitchen, the sizzle. The great thing about shopping in the farmer's market is you can also eat light. You know, I have to say the meal that we've cooked today has just been light, clean, and refreshing. It's really the way I like to eat in the summertime. And for right now, I tell you, this has been the perfect meal. So we're getting a little bit of color on the okra. We're gonna add our corn. Some butter. Some shallots. Some of that beautiful thyme. Look at that, Dave.
Wow.
And we're going to use some of those, a little bit of that pickling liquid that we did with the peppers. A little of that liquid is going to give this some acidity. And we're trying to get a ragu consistency. The vegetables actually become our sauce, and that's where that cornstalk will come into play. Look at those beautiful colors. We're going to add a little bit of that cornstalk to our ragu now. Look at that all come together. Isn't that beautiful? So we've got this gorgeous ragu. Look at that. The acid from those peppers brings out all the flavor in the okra and the corn. The thyme is so aromatic. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. What a perfect bed for a perfect piece of fish. We'll finish that fish with a little bit of Maldon salt. Beautiful. Say voila. Well, I have to say, a day at the market and a day in the kitchen, Dave, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
We can't wait to see you here at Bouchon and Bistro in Beverly Hills for a fresh market fare.